today I am just blending some backgrounds. I am gonna go full bore Kindness Rock style, lots of uplifting words and phrases to be hiding around town. So I want to show you a really fast and easy way. We've got a tutorial like this on the site, but to just blend backgrounds on your rocks. And the main tool that I like to use for these are makeup sponges. They really don't have a lot of holes in them. When you use bigger sponges, sometimes you'll get a lot of little air bubbles and things on them, but these little makeup sponges, they come in like giant packs. I don't know if you saw me pull it apart. They come in giant packs like this in the store, full. It's probably one thing that the stores aren't running out of, so you might be able to grab some or order some, or you might be able to raid under your bathroom sink and find them. So we're just gonna place some paint on our rocks and we're gonna go at it. So I'm gonna do the same thing here. I did this on my white stone, but I'm gonna do it on a more, not plain white stone as well. So I'm just gonna swoop some paint. I'm just using Q-tips because I had it, and swipe some on the bottom of my rock here, like so. Now this color, and we're gonna do teal on the top, and just like that. We're gonna get them pretty close together, but we're gonna do most of our blending with our sponges here. Just wanna make sure you have a good amount of paint on there. So go ahead and just set that down. I also don't like to touch the tips of the Q-tips because then I can use my Q-tips over and over again. Okay, now we're just gonna take our sponge. Now, depending on the size of your rock is which part of the surface you're gonna wanna use. On this one over here, I did like this, and you can rinse these if you get to them right away, but I wanted to start with a nice clean sponge so that you guys could see from scratch. So I'm gonna use this end, and we're just gonna start dabbing, and we're gonna go left to right all the way across just to get a little bit of paint onto the sponge. And then we're gonna go back and forth, and you'll see that line will kind of start to disappear a little bit, and we're very even on here. And then we're going to start crossing over the line just a little bit, upward, and then you can go down a little bit, and you'll start to see that the lines will kind of fade together. And you can blend right on your paint palette too with this, but I like to just do it right on the rock. And depending on how porous your rock is as to how much it's going to blend in. Like on this one, I didn't have to do a second bit of paint, but on here I can tell already that I'm going to need to. So I'm going to add one more stripe along the center here for our blending spot of each color. And then we're going to go right along that line one time, and then up a little bit, and down a little bit. And as you see, you'll start to get that nice pretty green in between. Obviously you want to use colors that you can blend together, not end up with brown. So you want to do blue and yellow will make a pretty green in the middle. Nice little fade in the center. I'm going to do a pink and yellow one here next as well. And I know this isn't going to be a super technical tutorial, and you can even fade your edge out here, but make sure you don't get that blue. You can kind of curl it up, and if you need to get a little bit more, you can get paint right on your sponge just to get that edge so it's not such a harsh edge there at the bottom. Just make sure you don't get any green on that portion of your sponge. And I'll do that same with the blue at the top here. I know a lot of people are hanging inside. We are. My kids are here. They're playing really well right now. Knock on wood. So I thought, I'm just going to sneak in, and I was base coating some rocks. We left all of our St. Patrick's Day rocks locally in our neighborhood this year. Instead of putting them at parks, we walked up and down our street to get out of the house for a little bit. All right, so we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to do pink and yellow on this one. And I am going to grab I think I can just use the back side of this one so I don't waste another sponge, since this one's probably not going to get rinsed out in time. So we're going to do pink and yellow on this one. So pink on the bottom, and you'll see on the white, this kind of rock doesn't soak in the paint nearly as much, so you get a little bit more of a blend easily here. Ooh, careful not to, I got a little pink on there, so I'll make sure I place that one in the middle. There we go. All right, so might as well do yellow on the same side here. So we're just gonna do the same thing. I'm just gonna dab straight up and down a couple times across, just to kind of get some of the paint loaded on. And then I'm gonna go up a smidge and then down a smidge. So we'll go down a little bit first here, like that. And then we'll come up a little bit. And you'll see how much faster it works right on this rock. Just like that, look at that, boom. Isn't that pretty? And like I said, I am just gonna batch out a whole bunch of rocks, mainly to just write really kind, uplifting messages and words to just walk around and leave. My daughter was running up and leaving them on people's little tables that they have out front of their houses. So when people do decide to pop out for the afternoon or for a walk, maybe they see something that just kind of makes them smile. So I might need more paint. Ooh. Well, there's going to be a little bit of paint. If you use the same sponge, you'll have a little bit of paint within the sponge. I'm going to use that same one I just used. So hopefully we'll have enough without getting out more. So make sure you line up your colors. And we're just going to go dab, dab, dab. And we can just really, I just published earlier this week, like quick little tips for writing on rocks or improving your lettering on rocks. Some people get really self-conscious about that. And personally, if you can have a good message, it doesn't matter what your writing looks like. But I did, it's over on YouTube, but I did have a couple tips for just improving your lettering, really simple and easy. So just like that, we've got 4 beautifully little colorful pops of color. I'm just going to use my white pen on top and leave nice messages once they're dry. So you can also do this same style or pattern on a square rock in more of a radial style design. So I'm just going to put my paint right on my rock here. I'll spread it out with one of my Q-tips all the way around the edge. And as I swing it around, you'll be able to. So now I'm just going to take my makeup sponge, and this side is dry, so don't worry. You can snip off parts if you forget to rinse them out. And I'm going to use it like a pizza wedge, and I've got this taped onto my bottle like this. So I'm just going to start spinning in circles like that all the way around. I do have painter's tape. I'm going to pull this pink out a little ways into that teal. So I'm not pushing super hard because I don't want this to actually detach. It's just being held by a little bit of painter's tape. I kind of lost a lot of my pink there. It all kind of turned purple. So I'm going to go ahead and finish dabbing this out to the edge so my purple goes closer to the edge, and then I'm going to add a little bit more of the pink in the center because I want it a little bit brighter. So we're just going to go. I'm getting low on my pink, you guys. And I can't even get the bottle open. All right, I just don't want to force a big blob, or look at that, I got a little crusty on there. I don't want to squirt super hard and end up with a huge, there we go, just a dot. And since right here on my sponge is pretty purple, I'm actually going to just take, I've got another piece of sponge off to the side here. I'm just going to take a fresh one, and I'm going to dab it right on that center spot. Just kind of blend it out a little ways. Just wanted that to be a little bit more pink in the center. Here we go. So you can do a radial style on a round rock or a square rock like these as well, to add your little kindness messages to. So I'm just taking the same sponge that I had done to blend that, And I'm working from the outside in on this. So see, you can still use that same sponge because you'll have a good amount of paint that will kind of soak up in there. So I'm just going to keep continuing until I get this to the center. And then I'm also going to use the one that I used for my pink. Yeah, maybe not. I'm not going to. I take that back because it turned pretty purple by the time I was done. So I'm just going to keep working my way. I'm going to kind of pinch, so I'm really only leaving pressure on this very tip top because I don't want to get too much blue. There we go. So we got 2 rocks of that same paint. A little more pink in this one. I kind of like how that turned out. Very pretty. Will be great to add some kindness words to. I hope you enjoyed this rock painting tutorial. I hope this helps you become better at blending for your kindness rocks. Stay tuned to the end. We'll have a few more video suggestions for you. Bye-bye.